Do you see me? Do I get blurry? No. No. Why is that? Because we have the Bifrost and Heimdall to protect us. His vision and sight shall lead us to the promised land of Asgardian war, battles, Galactica, beats, bears. Fact. So, anyway, so we're talking about Heimdall and my sweet little daughter here. Yes, my sweet little daughter here is coming in to talk to us about the same time. So we're gonna do a discussion about Heimdall. We're gonna look at his. Good night, sweetie. I love you. We're gonna talk about Heimdall. Can you say bye, Heimdall? Okay. We're gonna do a discussion on his abilities. We're gonna look at his stats, his T4s, just kind of the standard character review. So anyway, let's get to it.
Bring me WolverThor!
Alright, so Heimdall. So, it's just counter information, nothing special. All these abilities are without T4s. Basic. I'm not even sure how to say it. Hofund slash? Sure, Hofund slash the Hofund. Attack primary target for 260 damage. Gain an assist from a random Asgardian. Cool story. His special is flip stealth on each enemy. Attack all enemies for 280% damage. And then 75% chance to clear heal block from self and all Asgardians. This isn't ready until, was it turn 2, 3? Yeah, it looks like 3. His ultimate is a ready first turn. Attack primary target for some damage. Attack all adjacent targets as well. And apply heal block to primary and secondary targets. So you're hitting a group of people for some damage and you're putting heal block up. And then you're going to go to this basic. And then I would save the special until somebody's stealth, personally, if that's out there. But that's a nice AoE to attack all enemies there. So in case there's not going to be a stealth. His passive basically makes everybody resistant to blind. Him and all Asgardians are resistant to blind. You're gaining 20% focus. Asgardians gain focus, so that's nice for Hela. That's nice for Loki. It's even nice for Thor and his ultimate, so hopefully that gives a better chance to stun. On turn, you've got that Asgardian heal for the max health percentage-wise and percentage of based on each non-minion Asgardian ally. And then on war defense, on spawn, apply defense up to 3 random allies for 2 turns. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the T4 section, but that is I'd say critical war discussion there related to those abilities. So his abilities are decent, a bunch of attacks, some heal blocks, some clearing of stealth, some assisting. Yeah, I like it. You know, it's good that the resistance to blind is big, so that you can't bring Magneto and the Brotherhood in here. So yeah, so ultimate, basic, special if needed, and then you've got the additional focus from the passive, but other than that, not a whole lot outside of war. So anyway, let's go look at the stats. Okay, Heimdall. He comes in actually ranked as the 31st ranked toon in the game with an average stat ranking of 49.2. Let's see where the stats are, because again, like we mentioned in each of the videos, you kind of some of them might not matter if you have a high focus but have no cleansing or applications of debuffs. Who cares how high the focus is? For Heimdall, obviously you want some decent damage. You want him to survive a little bit, but the focus would be good for the heal block and the as well as the clearing of stealth, so that I think people can resist that. So health, he comes in ranked at 27th. That's actually pretty good, pretty high, 85k, 86k in health. Damage 54. Okay, top half, not bad, 65, 62. And actually, before I keep going, I get so used to doing these. there's a baseline for this, for the stats. It's level 70, 7 yellow stars, 0 red, T11, 1% Stark Tech because I can't make it 0, and passive level 4. And all of this stuff comes from msf.gg. Great site if you haven't checked it out. So anyway, damage comes in at 54 ranked, 65, 62. Armor, that's a pretty high armor, 29, so 45, 34. His, based on his armor and health, then, he's going to stick around for a little bit. Focus, 63. Not terrible, still, top half, but anytime like I said, you want to apply something or clear something, you want the resistance to be pretty high, but it's not terrible. I'm okay with that. Though I would think somebody like Heimdall, who's got, the Bifrost that is fingertips for use, that, he'd have a higher focus there. He can basically see everything. So, but anyway. Resistance 53, comes in at 1337. Fine, don't really care there. Speed comes in ranked at 69th. His speed is 100. Goes after Sif, and that's fine in their rotation. So, again, his stats, I think, overall ranked 49 as far as the average ranking, comes in at 31st in the game. Overall average-wise, or ranking-wise, 31st. I was pretty surprised by that. I thought he'd be a little bit lower, but, it's not too bad. So he's, got some decent stats. Nothing pops out at you. He's going to survive, do some damage, but not like a, high-end, tank or someone who can hit really hard. He's there. He's doing his thing. So let's check out his T4s. Okay, so for the T4s, I typically, if you haven't seen these before, I have a giant spreadsheet that ranks all of the T4s in the game. For every character, I've got multiple classifications: great, good, okay, meh, crap, and total crap. And then I rank them within there. The way I figure out the damage is I do a percentage of the base damage times the percent increase, and I'm kind of like, okay, great, that's helps me rank the damage ones. So anyway, let's look at Heimdall. First up we got here is the basic. It's just 50%, an additional 50% of damage to the primary target. So that's pure, and it comes in at ranked at okay. Must have a decent ranking for damage wise. Yeah, it comes in at 88. Again, you're using the second turn, so there's a use as far as the damage increase there, but I'm not putting T4s into that just for a, 88 ranked increase on something that you use a couple times a match. Next up, we got his ult, which it looks like we've got ranked as good. Ult is first turn, and it hits adjacent targets, so it's another 50% damage increase. So it's going to probably be ranked around the same. Yeah, it's 90th there, but it's probably because of some ties, but it's basically, your late 80s. But it's got the damage to the additional targets as well. So that's probably why I bumped it from okay to good. Would I do this one? Only if I have probably high red stars on them, then maybe, but otherwise, nah, I'm not really looking to do that. His special. So his special is an additional 50% damage to all enemies again, and then plus 25% chance to clear the heal block. So basically, you're guaranteeing the heal block clear. So, on that third turn, if they're still around, the heal blocks, you can clear it. The damage increases again that late 80s because it's that 50%. So would I do this one? If I'm finding that heal block is really screwing me at that point, then that's probably the reason I'm doing that. Otherwise, nah, probably not. I don't think I'm going to do that one. Next up for Mr. Heimdall will be his passive. So I've got his passive actually listed as great, mainly because War is the main game mode of Marvel Strike Force at the moment. It's, a lot of the currency that you need is locked behind War. Everybody needs to get the T4s from the seasons. So his passive, it's an additional 10% focus to Self and Asgardian allies for 30%, which is fine. But for War defense, on spawn, apply defense up to all Asgardians. It used to be 3, so instead of 3 Asgardians, it's now everybody for 2 turns. So this is War essential. If you don't care about War at all, then you don't need this. But if you're playing this game, more than likely you're at least competing in War in some sense. So that's the one I've got in the great category. I've got it around the 33 mark, mainly because of that guaranteed, defense up for all your Asgardians for those first couple turns of survival. So it's kind of a big deal. So those are Heimdall's T4s. Again, I've done the passive. I might consider the alt. Not really sure about any other ones, but I don't have a bunch of gold and I don't have enough T4s. Got to save those for some tombs coming. So anyway, let's do a wrap up for Mr. Heimdall and get out of here.
Has the Bifrost given you vision
To see how great Heimdall is or isn't? Heimdall. So I don't know. Enough of the theater. He's okay. He's good. I think he's needed for war. Could you get away with good Asgardian team without him? Maybe. Yeah, probably could. War? No. I think you need him for war, just for his passive alone. If you don't have Sif, then you probably don't need that passive as much because one person might not get it. The defense up and, you know, hopefully it's Heimdall, honestly. But, you know, again, I said in the other video, Thor, Loki, Hela, those are the main three that you really need going. But again, Thor's passive, you know, it procs more the more Asgardians hit. So you really do want those other two Asgardians to get hit. But anyway, so, you know, his stats are decent, better than what I thought. He can't see me right now. Can you see me? Heimdall, come. See what he does? If there's blurred and then the Bifrost comes and he brings me to it. So I'm trying to get him to 5-star. It'd be great to get him at 6-star for Black Bolt. I think some of his animations are super cool that you're seeing in the background. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing really great. I did a preliminary video on him back in the day. Now that we've got the set stats, I wanted to do a final one. So that's why we did it. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Share with your alliance mates. Tell your friends, your aunts, your uncles, all those type of things. Hope you have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas to you, and we'll see you soon.